friend, a member of the Academy of the Inscriptions of the Belles Lettres, who had formerly been my collaborator and with whom I had created some bestsellers. Well, will I acknowledge it? When this friend rang at my gate and I saw in the alley his long silhouette, I could not repress a sudden bad mood. I, however, endeavoured to receive him. One does not become a savage in a single day. But when I had endured his presence for an entire day, I started to express impatience. The second day after his arrival, I did not listen to him any more, and, when he launched into a long essay on the recent discovery of a palimpsest of the Middle Ages, I abstractedly played out in silence an adagio of Beethoven. This friend undoubtedly found that I was, with my violin, as tedious as Mr. Ingress, because he never returned. However, through unceasingly reading double-eighth notes and 32nd notes, my eyes were sometimes tired, my fingers, in consequence of excessive overwork, became stiff and clumsy. Then I carefully fastened my violin in a case of purple wood, a true masterpiece from the end of the 17th century, and I went to sit on a small terrace located at the end of my park, at the edge of the road. There, while dreaming of sonatas, arietas, and cantalinas, I let my gaze wander over the landscape, which extended in front of me. As far as the eye could see, there were woods through which protruded here and there the uniform slate of a bell tower. At my feet, at the bottom of the terrace, some houses were aligned along a street hardly suitable for motor vehicles, the majority of a disturbing architecture, their walls of red and black bricks laid out symmetrically, resembling vast chessboards. At the end of the village was a large monotonous plain, in the centre of which were two dreadful-looking hangars of tarred boards that I had always taken for aerostatic factories or warehouses. These lugubrious buildings spoiled my view a little, but I didn't let them bother me much. I was, in matters of aesthetics, not a little indifferent. One evening, while I was sat on my terrace, my spirit lost in some melodic daydream, I had not realized that night had come. I was getting to my feet, preparatory to returning to my cottage, when suddenly, in front of me, a sinister gleam leapt into the sky. Spreading before me like an immense snake of fire, a great sparkle abruptly illuminated sleepy fields, and a formidable noise, a tumultuous crash, like the sound of 1,000 cataracts, echoed across the countryside, and the ground shook as though it had the ague. I was thrown from my rocking chair, and the panes of my kiosk fell like rain on my head. I gave out a cry. Ah! My gardener and my manservant ran at once and raised me with concerned expressions. Perhaps they feared that I had been seriously hurt. Perhaps they were also concerned about the possibility of a death which would have deprived them of an ideal master, one not very demanding of service, and of a quiet workplace which was a true sinecure. When they realized that I was not wounded, their faces cleared up. "What is it? What happened?" A man who was passing along the wall of the park heard my interrogation and hastily threw these words at me. "It's one of the hangars of Dr. Omega that has just exploded." Then he began running towards the place of the disaster. "Dr. Omega," I murmured while looking at my servants. "Who is this individual? Do you know him?" "He is," answered the gardener, "an old man who does not speak to anybody. It's astonishing that master has not noticed him yet, because he travels every morning along this road around 9 o'clock. Dr. Omega is a small man dressed in black. He has a sinister figure, and it is said around here that he throws spells. The peasants flee him like the plague. They even avoid looking at him, because his very eyes, they say, carry misfortune." "Ah," I said abstractedly, and after dusting myself off with my handkerchief, I left the terrace. All that evening I remained thoughtful. It was even impossible for me to play my violin. I blamed this nervousness on the strong emotions I had felt, and I went upstairs to lie down. Arriving in my room, I noted that the glass of my cupboard was cracked and that my portrait, a pastel which represented me at 20 years of age, had fallen to the foot of my bed. "For an explosion," my manservant observed, "one can say that it was impressive. There had to have been some victims. What a force! It is certain that this doctor owes something to master. It will be necessary to make him replace the glass and the framework of the